everybody, it's Mellow Yellow 8787. Welcome back to Let's Play The Adventures of Lolo 3. We're finally ready to take on the castle. The castle that was on top of the water is now below the water. I think that means we're going to be revisiting some of our good friends. Whaley. I don't know if that's his name. I forgot his name already from the last episode I did this, but it's because I've been on a sabbatical, vacation, whatever's. Talked a little bit about it last video. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great time, you know, spending some time with family, spending time with great friends in San Diego. I kind of want to talk a little bit of this episode about our trip to SeaWorld and the zoo, and my recent experience with Pokemon Go. So, Pokemon Go, obviously in San Diego, the beaches, the attractions. Great place to catch Pokemon, right? Oh my gosh, all the Pokemon everywhere there were Pokemon. Sometimes you couldn't go 100 feet in the zoo without there being a Pokestop, so that was a lot of fun. And SeaWorld has changed a lot. The zoo's changed a lot too since the last time I was there, but SeaWorld and the zoo both changed quite a bit. And I think what's really funny is everybody sits and pays attention to the attractions. It's what you do after the attractions that I found very interesting, and that was people walking around staring at their phone. You knew that they were playing Pokemon Go. I mean, it was very clear. They had their battery packs going, charging it up, and I was the same way. I was that person. Without the battery pack, mind you, my battery died quite a bit on this trip. But it was quite interesting to observe and see that, but I digress. The zoo, was the zoo first? No, zoo was second. SeaWorld was first. So SeaWorld has changed quite a bit since I was there. For my honeymoon, actually. It'll be 3 years ago this year. I got married in 2015, but the year that I was there was the last year that SeaWorld was going to be doing the Orca show as a show. Like, let's do all these cool tricks. Let's interact with them without getting in the water, mind you. They stopped that a while ago, but let's interact with the orcas. Let's do these things. Let's get people up here and have people do things with the orcas. And it was really cool. If you are current in social media or not living under a rock, I guess that's not fair because I didn't really know about the documentary until about a year or two after it came out. There's a documentary on Netflix called Blackfish. It's about the containment, catching, treatment of these orcas at SeaWorld facilities and other aquariums that house these animals. They, just like any other documentary, are very one-sided with their opinions and their views, indicating that they did not treat the animals very well. Things of that nature. I find that hard to believe that they were treated. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Sorry about that, guys. It's a little bit past midnight, and I did not mean to yawn on. I tried to get it not on thing, but I didn't want to pause. I didn't want you to see me in a different spot. So anyway, I digress once again. Documentaries are very one-sided, so I don't know how much I 100% believe everything they said about the treatment of the killer whales. But it was an interesting experience being at a show that was post-Blackfish. SeaWorld has kept very true on its promise to its patrons, to the documentary people of Blackfish, that they would no longer be performing a orca show, that it would be an educational show, and it very much was. My daughter loved it. She had a blast. She got to see these incredibly beautiful, majestic animals up close. See their size and get a grasp and understanding of what these animals are capable of. They did a lot of cool demonstrations that were still quote-unquote tricky, but more of a natural, I guess the right word for it is like a natural way that these animals would behave in the wild. such as, you know, making waves to knock seals and sea lions. I guess mainly seals. I don't know if they would eat sea lions, but they'd probably go for seals first. Like knocking them off of icebergs, by creating waves, and how they would swim to create waves and things like that. So it was really, really interesting. And they talked about their habitat, their hunting patterns, hunting behaviors, how they are the top of the food chain, which my daughter just blew her mind, you know, in her mind, her little 9-year-old mind, and all these shark books that she's been reading, you know, the great white shark was the apex predator of the ocean. And I told her, haha, no. You have not seen anything until you've seen a pod of killer whales completely own and destroy a great white shark with prejudice, like big prejudice. So she was pretty amazed by that. Turns out that there's a lot of things I didn't know about killer whales, like the fact that they feed on blue whales, the largest animal on the planet. This is not going to end well here. I think I did something wrong. Yeah, I have to get that heart there at the top last. That's what I got to do. So I didn't know that. I mean, they call them killer whales. I know, I believe I've read somewhere a long time ago that they do attack sperm whales, which are relatively large whales, but I never would have imagined that they would have gone after, for hunting purposes, a blue whale. So it was interesting. And they still showed some of the things with the jumps and whatnot. No tricks, no flips, things like that you would see on the previous shows, but nice smooth jumps, again exhibiting behavior that they would exhibit in the wild, which has been documented, that they would jump and do things like that. They jump around, they splash, they have fun, and it was so different because the very first time I went, the trainers were in the water with them and, you know, interacting with them and doing things, and just an incredible show. The second time, show's a little bit more mellow. You know, that trainer had died a few years before, and the trainers were no longer in the water. They were doing everything outside the water. They still brought the animal up, and they showed the demonstration of the size, little poses they do for him, and things like that. So that was cool, but completely different this time around. And I expected that, and I told my daughter that if she had seen things, people she watches vlogs on YouTube and whatnot, if they had posted videos of SeaWorld shows, that it was going to be different. She understood, and I think she kind of grasped the idea that while Blackfish, again, may have its biases, it was definitely a well done documentary. She hasn't seen it, but I think in the mind of my wife's explanations to her, she understood why it was made, and understood the benefits it presented, because now we know a lot more about these animals for going to these shows. The other thing we did there was go to the sea lion show, and I've had a couple of experiences with sea lions. When I went to St. Thomas, I swam with sea lions at the aquarium that's there in St. Thomas, and it's a funny story about that is the sea lions, when they get to those types of captivity, to make sure that they don't have a dominant male or someone that essentially takes over a pack, they will neuter the males, and that effectively reduces their size by about 250 pounds, and eliminates them from growing a mane and getting the big gigantic whiskers that you see like walruses have. So we're at this aquarium, you know, swimming with them and talking to us about them, and this one is 250 pounds, you know, normal what you would see from a sea lion sitting on a rock like at La Jolla, just chilling, you know, waiting for some grub. And they bring out the other one, and he's massive, 500 pounds, 8 feet long, just gigantic sea lion. And we're chit-chatting about it, and he's got a mane and everything, like this thick, coarse hair at the, you know, on his neck and up his head. And I asked the guy, I'm like, so what's the difference here? What happened? He goes, I'm glad you asked. So-and-so here, the big one, I don't remember his name. When he came in, they neutered him just like they do everybody else, but they were only able to find one. And we thought he was born with just one or lost the other one in a fight. Apparently it decided to hide. And that is what caused him to still have enough testosterone to mature, gain the things that he needed to as he would in the wild. So I thought that was hilarious. But I digress with the story on SeaWorld. I've been saying that a lot lately. I digress. I find myself getting off track. But at SeaWorld, they have a sea lion show. It was really fun. They do a lot of cool things. It has a little otter in it that was really super cute, and they do a lot of cool balancing tricks with their noses and things you'd expect them to do. What was really interesting is all the pop culture references and things they put into it, and my daughter thought that was great because she, she's 9. She loves watching vloggers on YouTube. Loves watching Let's Players. She doesn't watch me though because I'm too vulgar at times. She likes to watch other channels, but she got to see these amazing, majestic animals, just like the orcas, super duper close. She got to feed them at the actual exhibit where they were, and it was a really cool experience. Then, the next day, was it the next day or was it the same day? It was the next day. It had to have been the same day, because we went for frozen yogurt. No, that was after the zoo. Okay, so that was the next day, but we go to Coronado, me and my wife's favorite beach, my wife and I's favorite beach. And the entire time we were in California, it was very windy, so nice big giant swells. Coronado was a little bit more mellow, but every now and then there would be a really, really big swell. Surfers were loving it. They were having a great time. My daughter's out playing in the ocean. My wife and I are just kind of hanging out, eating our frozen yogurt. And she comes running up to us. You guys, I just saw a seal. And I'm like, oh, in my head I'm like, oh, yeah, seals aren't around here. They're Arctic animals, but okay. And then, we look at her and go, oh, that's nice, okay. Do it the parent thing, because we're chit-chatting. We're keeping an eye on her, watching her, enjoying her. Letting her enjoy the ocean, not interrupting her for pictures and stuff. But I look up and there's this big, gigantic black mass in the water. I take off my sunglasses and I'm looking at it. What the hell is that? And then the swells stop. And here's this sea lion just chilling on the beach. And he's like looking around and just hanging out. He was on his back. Looking around, next wave comes in, he rolls into the wave and swims with the wave for a little while, and again that wave passes and he just sits there on his back. Lost my shit, man. I thought it was the coolest thing ever won, and I was like, what the hell, kid, get away from that damn sea lion. So it was a lot of fun, and she loved it. She couldn't have been more than 10 feet away from it the first time she saw it. We took really good careful to keep her away from him because, one, there's so many videos anymore of people doing irresponsible things with animals like that, like keeping them out of the water when they should be in the water and whatnot. So we didn't want to be those people, and we wanted to set a good example for her to know that yes, it's okay to observe the wildlife from a distance, and kind of just be there and be lucky that you saw it, more or less. So it was cool. All in all, it was a great trip. Didn't see anything else at any of the other beaches. Because tide pools. I saw tide pools. We didn't take her to the tide pools. Lots of crabs, lots of fish in a really deep tide pool, like super deep. I probably could have stood up in it. I mean, I'm not super tall, but I probably could have stood up in this tide pool. And had I stood up, I would not. My head would have barely been outside the water. But that's about it. Lots of plant life, lots of fish, lots of crabs. And it was really cool. It was really neat to see all that. I think that was at Ocean Beach, because also Ocean Beach has the world's longest concrete pier. Not world's longest, I think it's the West Coast longest. West Coast longest, that's what it was. So that was cool. It was concrete, it was huge, you could feel it move with the waves, which was creepy as hell. Considering how strong the waves were and whatnot, but the trip was a blast. I think I'll talk more about the zoo on the next video, so that I don't, because we're almost done with this video here. We're on 10, and wow, way to go, way to go. I can't believe I've been doing so well with this. Like, this is, I knew that this one and then the very last level are both all 10 room levels, so these ones are going to be like 18-19 minutes long, instead of the usual 10 minutes that we're due for the other ones. So that's something to keep an eye on, because it will greatly impact your viewing experience if you are constantly watching my videos. If you're used to the 10-minute videos, 10 to 13-minute videos. But this game is so much fun, you guys. Like, Moby. That's his name. Moby. I couldn't remember it in this video. Yeah, Moby. Makes for a wonderful adjustment to the strategy of this. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in my last video, but the Japanese version of this game, it puts Moby's in right at level 9 when you get down here, so your strategy is completely different than it is in this game for the first 2 levels. I don't believe we'll be seeing Moby after this, though, because after this I think that we go straight to the underworld, where there are no more waters. So let's go fight the Blue Devil, shall we? Yeah! Fight. Ooh. Sounds like I'm hurting them. Gotta keep doing the damage, Yeah, oh, that was a double. Whoa. Jeez. Is he getting more? Son of a bitch. Oh. What the hell happened? Why didn't I get to go again? I really just wanted to go again. That's all I wanted. Well, alright, let's see what we can do here. Oh, let's go. And open, close, open, close, open, close. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna shoot you. Why is it shooting? Go shoot. There it is. I'm not getting anything, so let's just... Oh. Okay, well. It looks... Whoa, screen tearing. You just have to go up to him. He's taking Lolo, though. That's not good. He's our main B. That was the same laugh you just used a minute ago. Is that how you communicate? Like, were you just like... I don't know. Oh, well, now we just have to yell at them and they... Oh, haha, there's a skull. See, that just made those guys even creepier. Are they digging these guys up and then setting them in these rooms? Waiting for me to correct the heart pieces things? I don't know. Well, anyway, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you all so very much for watching. This has been Mellow Yellow 8787. As always, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.